You are now tuning into the Reggie Roundz Show. Ooh. Hey, yo, man, what up? It's your boy Reggie Roundz, aka Mr. Roundz, baby. And you are now tuned into the Reggie Roundz Show. Ooh. Yo, sometimes, I don't know, I usually say this all the time, but like, yo, today is gonna be something special. If y'all want some type of drama today, it's today, you feel me? But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let my guests introduce themselves. To my far right,
I'm Jernique. Yeah. I'm Jernique.
To my left,
Tanaya.
I'm Naj, aka Big Naj, aka Big Frank.
that's what I'm talking. There you go. Yeah. How y'all doing today?
I'm good. I'm blessed.
It's been stressful.
I'm tired.
Tired?
I'm here.
Okay, so I mean, like I said, usually one of the new things I add on here is for all my guests to tell everybody where y'all from, what y'all do, what's y'all zodiac sign, and what's y'all toxic trait. So I'm gonna start with Jernique.
So I'm an educator. I'm a teacher. I'm from East Orange, New Jersey. I also have a podcast called the This Is 30 podcast, so y'all listen to it if you get a chance. And my zodiac sign? I'm a Pisces. And my toxic trait is thinking I'm right or knowing I'm right about everything.
That's chance.
That's no cap. That's fact.
That's cat. And what about you, T?
I'm a Gemini.
Oh man, that's all you gotta say. Toxic right there.
I work for Verizon currently and I bartend. I think my toxic trait, I was thinking about it, right? And I probably have more than one, but I think my toxic trait is taking things to the extreme when they don't need to be and knowing that I am, and then just dealing with the repercussions after, like, oh well.
Oh, so you're really an extremist. Oh my God. Okay. Some would say that's probably light skin in you, dude.
Oh.
Nah,
I think it's a woman in me.
That's, okay, I can dig that. What about you, Nod?
I'm an Aries.
Gang.
I'm a carpenter. And
You got that money.
Yeah. Well, I think my toxic trait is I normally cut ties as soon as I see something I don't like, so I don't really give it a chance.
No second chances.
No second chances.
As soon as you see the red flag, it's a dub.
Dub.
Okay. Well, today's gonna be, a very, I ain't gonna say tension, but I'm gonna try to ruffle some feathers today. But today we're gonna talk about pretty much how the game has changed and pretty much how the roles of women and men is pretty much shifting right now. So with me, one of the questions I would like to ask, like, how do you think the game has changed, or do you think the game has changed right now?
Absolutely. I feel like, you mean like in the dating realm, right? I just feel like there's a lot of issues. Like everybody is in their heads instead of like wanting to like actually live and experience. You don't want to be played. You want to make sure you got the one up on somebody. So it like adds all this extra stuff to simplicity that like should not happen. Nobody's willing to commit. Well, some people aren't willing to commit. Like we all playing games. It's a mess. It's a mess on these streets.
Okay. What about you, T? What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think a lot of things have changed. I always say that I feel like I have I'm 23, but I feel like I have an older soul, like this generation kind of isn't like who I am when it comes to dating and love, stuff like that. But yeah, a lot of what she said.
What about you, Don?
I actually agree with her. I think like this day and age, it's just the accessibility of everyone is just so great that even with like social media and everyone's under a microscope. It seems like everybody's a celebrity. You get a couple of followers or stuff like that. So you tend to look at things in a different lens, as in how do I look to the public?
Perception.
So yeah, about your perception and things like that. So when you're dating, it's just like the accessibility of everyone. Like, why deal with someone when it's like, yo, I can just download an app and then find 10 other girls tonight type thing. Why put up with this? Why even sacrifice? Why make the struggle? Why whatever?
So let me ask you, like, I think pretty, besides T, I think we all around the same age group. So do you think it's easier to talk to people now, or do you prefer how it used to be when you really had to have game back in the day? Because now, all I have to do is slide in somebody's DM and say something cute, like a whole bunch of pictures, and I'm already in there like swimmer, you see what I'm saying? But back then, you really had to have that mouthpiece, now I mean, you had to, everything had to come with you, your character, your persona, all that had to flow when you open your mouth, because a lot of niggas out there back in the day used to have used to wear all the iceberg and all that shit, but they game was booty as hell, you know what I'm saying? So, like, do you think social media is making the game a lot more easier or a lot more tougher?
It's definitely easier, but it has no substance to it. Like, you can actually say the wildest things to girls nowadays. And like, yo, they cool with it because they're used to it. Also things like having a threesome. Yo, you can bring that shit up on the first date. You willing to have a threesome with a nigga, or yes or no type shit. Yo, they either with the shit or they not. And 9 times out of 10, they'll let you know right then and there. It's not like a wild question to ask nowadays. But definitely so. I think it's a lot easier, but you still gotta have some form of game to make it live.
What about you, Jeremy? How do you feel about social media and all this other stuff with that, when it comes to that?
I think social media causes like smoke and mirrors. Like, you don't really know somebody, and like, you could be attracted to what's on paper, you could be attracted to what they post, how they show themselves, but not necessarily who they are. And then I feel like we have a whole bunch of people you're attracted to this social media persona, and then when you actually get to know them,
they booty is
they're trash. So I feel like getting to know somebody in real life, having somebody step to you in real life is way, way better than, social media. Unless you're friends with that person, like in real life.
But in real life, how?
This is also true, because the streets are dry.
Quarantine.
The streets are dry. I don't know, some way, somehow.
So T, what's up with that? Like, especially, I'm gonna let you go further, and I'm gonna ask you another question, but like, what do you feel about the social media aspect when it comes to that?
I feel like everybody thinks the grass is greener on the other side when it comes to social media. But like everybody's saying, it's just perception. It's what they're showcasing, not what it actually is. And then you figure out it's not what you really thought it was.
All right, before we leave that question, I just want to know, like, would you prefer a guy to approach you like via DMs, or would you rather him approach you in person?
Good question.
In person. I mean, you could do both, but
So after
in
he
person.
approaches you in person, are you then going back to his social media and doing your FBI work?
Yeah, I'm gonna do my research. I'm gonna tell my girls, I'm gonna be like, do you know him? I'm gonna ask them for the background check. But yeah, in person.
Okay, so y'all do background checks as well.
Absolutely.
So my thing is, I know a couple of women that have gotten mad that men have dropped their picture in the group chat and asked me, do y'all know this person? And when they find out, they get mad, y'all corny, why y'all telling? No, nigga, we want to know if one of my homies smashed you or not, because if that's the case, you're a dub, that's it.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Why? Now, T, for your line of work, right? Are you in a relationship?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. How does your man feel about when you work in the clubs? Did that even bring any tension between y'all, anything in the beginning or now or anything of that sort?
We're kind of new, but I've known him for a while, so no, but my ex, yes.
Okay, and what would you say was his reasoning by like the whole?
There's a lot of guys who come in the club, they have a lot of money. They're flashy, so he knew the type of woman he had, and he just felt like, I don't want anybody to have that because they have more than me. But that wasn't ever my stance. I wouldn't be like who I was as a person. So, but he just, I wouldn't say insecure because I don't want to say that.
But that is insecurity though. No,
I mean,
don't sugarcoat it.
I don't like to talk bad, but
we're not talking about that. We're just saying just the actual thing, because I think myself will probably be insecure as well too.
Yeah, you have to be confident.
It's a natural form of insecurity, because at the end of the day, I got my girl out there, and it's like you said, this niggas out there flashing, whatever it may be. Like I know I'm the best looking nigga in the world, but guys, some other niggas that niggas be, chicks be like, oh my gosh, I'll fuck him right now type shit. You know what I'm saying? So type shit like that go through niggas' head sometimes, right? But you do gotta stand 10 toes and just remember who you are, and hopefully your girl will respect you and all that. But I think you had asked something on your what you call it, when you would you go to a strip club with your girl, right?
Oh, that was somebody else's question, but I kind of piggyback off of it.
Yeah, me, if I had been shorty, yeah, I'm going to the strip club, but I don't know what's wrong with that. Like, and then I heard there's a lot of guys that won't go to the strip club with their girl.
Because they do things they're not supposed to.
Yeah, those
I
guys
work in multiple.
private rooms in the back.
You know what I mean? But yeah, but I say this to say this because there's a lot of I've like brought that up because a lot of women that I tend to speak to tend to always say a lot of men when y'all working in whatever y'all feel y'all working in it's a lot more you have a lot more control of what you want to do. They don't control that whatever you may see. So I want to ask y'all about like the like how do y'all feel about gender roles? Like do y'all submit to that? Do y'all agree with it? Do y'all partake in that when it comes to certain situations? Journey, how about you? What you think about that?
A man should be a man and a woman should be a woman. And
Yeah, there we go. Say there you go.
I just feel like a man should provide for his family. He should be the head of the household. He has to have the qualities though that are significant to being a provider and being the lead of the household. That's the only thing I'm gonna submit to, but I have no problem with submitting to that. Somebody who is aware of their direction and knows how to lead. But I don't really.
Why are you including submitting into this?
I think he mentioned submission.
Would you submit?
In general, I feel like a man should be. I don't feel like a woman should be absent of taking part in adding to the household. That's not what I mean by that, but I just feel like, yeah, a man should be a man. And I feel like real men want to be men. Like, they want to be the providers. They want to take care of home. You're not going to be walking around like the king of the jungle in my house if you're not taking care of what you're supposed to be taking care of. It's not going to work.
T, what about you?
I agree. I had to learn that. I had to learn the submissive part because I'm just very independent. So we'll get into that later. But yeah, no, I had to learn how to submit. I do think that a man should be a man. I think that he should be able to provide exactly like she said. Like I need to know that I'm secure in following you how you lead. So you can't just be out here doing anything and acting any way and then think like I'm supposed to just submit to you. But no, you have to know how to move.
You don't get to lead because you have a dick.
That was good.
You have to.
Let's not skip over the part of what do you believe women should do. Because you just told me everything you think a man should do.
I think that women should also support the household. I think
you're
that.
talking about support, also support. What do you think a woman's gender role is?
I think that she should be exactly. Take care of the household, be a motherly figure, hold you down, be of support, and sometimes her role may be the lead role, depending on what avenue we're talking about. Y'all have to decide that. Every couple is going to be different.
So you're saying a woman's role is a supporting role in the household and not?
Not necessarily. I believe a man should lead. So if you look at my comment like that, like a woman should be in a supporting role, sure, but I don't see it like that. I just feel like we both could be leaders, but I still want you to be the head, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I just think it's confusing once you want it both ways.
I don't know.
What about you, Naj? What you think?
I mean, I'm traditional. I believe in gender roles. This is only natural. Like, I'm naturally a provider. It's easier that way. I think a man should provide a house. I think a woman should make it a home. That's just what I believe in.
So, how do y'all feel about, this is the common argument, splitting bills? How do y'all feel about that? Because if you're saying I'm the head of the household, right, and let's just say, I decided I want to go 50-50 with my girl. Am I less of a man? Because a lot of women say, oh, if you go 50-50 with a man, that ain't your man, that's your roommate. Mm-hmm. So I want to know, how do y'all feel about that? Because of the simple fact,
That's cat.
because I'm telling you just get a lot of people that say that. So I want to get y'all thoughts about that because I'm real adamant about that. Like I feel like whatever works for your demographic of your relationship. You get, if I can provide and pay all the fucking bills, sure. I mean, I'm gonna take ownership and do that, but listen, if I make 60,000 and you make 50,000, bitch, we split this shit, like, we gonna go ahead. I can get majority of the bills, we gonna do something, we gonna do something, all right, but how do you feel about that?
I think that, like you said, I think that every household should determine what works for them. I am going to look at my man a little funny if he feels like I should take a higher responsibility based off circumstance. Like, I think that if you don't, I don't know, I would say like if I make more, well.
Yeah, let's say, no, say it.
If I make more than you, I'm not.
Why don't you know? Because
I'm not contributing. If I make more than you, maybe we could do a little half and half. But I honestly, no, generally speaking, I just.
Hold on, I'm about to get it.
Generally speaking, I really just think that every household should do what works for them. Whatever divisions work for them. But listen to me, I'm not finna end up with a man that I make more than. For that very reason, because I can't even explain it.
Wow.
I was gonna say, why is that? Like, y'all love each other.
How much more are we talking about?
Yeah.
Well, okay, when I say more, I mean like significantly. If it's, to me, 10,000 is not significant. That's like about
Okay, so let me ask you a question.
So what is it?
If I'm making $130,000 a year and my man is making $60,000 a year, it might not work. It might not work.
But why should it work if the man makes $130,000 a year and you make 60? Why? That's what I need to know. And that's what
Finances is.
I don't know if that work. If that don't work for him, that's okay too. Like, I feel like sometimes when y'all hear women say that, y'all think like I'm expecting a man who makes 130 to be okay with it. If he's not okay with that, sure, fine. Kudos to you.
Okay, so you say kudos because let's be real. There's a lot of women out here that shun niggas for that shit. Like, because the general says I'm supposed to be the provider, so yeah, I'm supposed to make the more money, and whatever you have, you're supposed to stash it for a rainy day, or whatever you feel like you want to leave me, so you have money in your bank account. Whatever you want to do, you feel me? But
you gotta be a good dude, but he only makes 60 grand. Let's just say he's a gym teacher or some shit like that. He makes 50, 60
Teachers
grand.
in New Jersey make money, so I'm just saying. But
Let's just say he's like a gym teacher.
okay.
So,
All right.
so you making 130, 140, you know, you meet this guy, y'all don't discuss finances. You know, he's like the perfect guy for you, whatever the case may be, but just that he doesn't make as much as you. He's passionate about kids, whatever the case may be.
I
Then what?
honestly don't know.
That's a deal breaker?
I don't know.
that might be.
It's not a deal breaker, but I would have to be in love already to be able to I would have to be in love already to be able to consider that. I'm gonna pay attention.
What about you, T?
To that.
Well, that was a lot, so what am I answering to?
No, you're answering as far as like the splitting the bills and all that other stuff. Like, how do you feel about that?
I feel like a lot of guys think that women come from a perspective of having a father figure in their life when they say that the man should be the provider, but I'm coming from opposite, so I never had a father figure, a consistent father figure, I would say. So I'm not speaking from that place where I say that not splitting the bills 50-50. Currently, I do pay all my own bills, but I feel as though if we live together, you will take the majority of the bills and I'll take a light, cable, groceries. And we'll set the tone for that to make me feel, as though that's where I'm coming from. My ex, he, for 4 years, had, so I'm not going from where I used to.
Okay. No, so let me ask you a question. Your ex set the tone. I mean, as majority, I would say, some women would say that they daddy set the bar, how they choose men, whatever it may be. Okay, let's get that there, right? Your ex did all that. I'm gonna flip it to what he said. You meet me, we vibe and everything cool. But I come to you and be like, hey, yo, I mean, let's just go 50-50. Are you gonna look, is your views on me gonna be different? Are you gonna look at me like,
Absolutely, because most of the men that I talk to, have dealt with, don't have that mindset. So why should I change that for you?
So why should, but if I'm the prize, why shouldn't you?
Why are you the prize?
Because I am.
Yeah, why are you comparing your situation to what other men could do for you?
No, I'm not comparing. my situation to what other men can do, but what I'm saying is if I'm used to something and that's what I want out of life, why am I compromising that?
Compromising. I can respect that.
I just can't wrap my mind
And you
around
know it's
saying
out there,
you're
so.
an independent person. Like, you're doing this already on your own.
Correct.
So when you get in a situation, it's just like, I
Because I'm
don't do that.
depressed, so you need to add to my situation.
So what? See, that's I like that. Hold on, you won't say that. You say you're the prize. So I'm gonna ask you. You don't think a man can be the prize?
I think that a man could be the prize, but if you're pursuing me, because one thing I don't do is I don't go looking for men, I don't DM men, I don't do things like that, so if you're pursuing me, no. But if you're pursuing me, that means that you saw something in me, so that things, I mean, there's just certain things that I'm not willing to compromise on, so. If that's not what you.
Listen, I can respect that because a lot of people say that's one key of a healthy relationship within yourself, that you're knowing and not willing to compromise shit that your standards that you want, and I get that. I mean, so like you're saying, for you, I mean, I won't holler at you, but I'm not paying all your bills. That's it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not paying all your bills. We're gonna do work. Listen, what we're gonna do. What we're gonna do. Listen, because I've seen it happen where literally a guy is paying all the bills, cool, because that's what he wants to do, and the woman is stacking, just stacking that
Why
bread.
can't you stack it?
Whoa. Stacking. I mean, I'm like, I bet. Now, when the roles reverse, let's say a dramatic thing happens, he loses his job. She ain't beat by taking all the bills.
That's not true.
Oh, I'm not saying you. I'm not saying yeah, but I've seen it happen. Is what I'm saying. I've seen it.
That's a general.
So that's just it could go either way.
And I feel,
everything in life.
and I feel like even the idea that a woman stacking her money, we just talking about dating. When it goes to marriage and things like that, a woman stacking or whatever it is she doing, she's most likely using her money for the kids, for the maintenance of the motherly things that she needs to pay for, which are just. Wait, which are just no. Taking care of kids is expensive. Taking care of kids is expensive. Maintaining the household is expensive. Your living room looks bomb because I did that.
Right.
Your kitchen is clean because I did that. It's not free to do those things. Yeah,
But
but
let's be honest with why y'all stacking. Y'all stacking, so if you got a nigga taking care of you, I mean, you making money yourself, and you putting that to the side and not adding that to the household, then that's because you're, in the back of your mind, it's like, yo,
But
just
you
in
are
case,
adding it on
this
the household.
stop,
That-
just in case this stops, I can do it on my own.
the
I can have it
idea
on my
that
own.
because she's stacking or because she's not contributing to the rent, like that doesn't mean she's adding to the household, that's cap. Hit the button. Yeah, she's still adding to the household in many ways. If you
Absolutely.
come home and you got a full groceries is expensive. Right.
It is, but
So are we speaking from a point of view of a housewife? Or are we speaking from a point of view?
No,
of
it don't
man?
matter. Even women who go to work take care of home. Like,
So are you saying your nigga don't, when he come home, he ain't gotta do laundry? When he come home, he ain't gotta do dishes?
No, he does not.
You don't have to.
He doesn't.
You
So
don't
if that's the case, then I have no issue
Well, you don't have to.
taking care of everything. I take care of finances.
I mean, he can help me when he
Take care
feels
of
like it, but he don't have to.
I think that when men hear women say that they want the men to pay the majority, if not all of the bills, you guys have this certain mindset of women that just want to take from you. They don't
Right.
do.
Can we not act like it doesn't exist?
Yeah, it does,
That's
but you
my
guys
thing.
speak as if it's all women, when you should just say some women this and some
Right.
women that. Because he was speaking about, it's crazy how he can't wrap his mind around a woman not wanting to talk to a man that might be on a lesser level. But then when you talk about women, you say, you women are this just one way. And it's like, you don't think of a 50-50 mindset. It's like, oh, but y'all just want to take and, cause like, how could that not be, I'm thinking in my mind, you think I'm just sitting on my butt all day, even though I do work? You think that if you're not paying all the bills that you don't have to worry about breakfast, lunch, dinner, if I'm not at work, you don't have to touch a dish, you don't have to touch your clothes, you don't have to worry about having to get your nut out, like, come on.
Mm.
Let's not talk about
We're not doing that.
What do you mean, though? That's what I'm
We're not
saying.
doing that, because you beating
getting head cracked off too. Come on now, let's not do
Wait,
that.
what does that mean?
That's it. So you mean tell me the nigga only get
paying these bills.
That's just like all about shit.
You know what I mean? I
That's
ain't
how
gotta
was
worry
that
about what I
dream?
want to eat. I can just come home and food be ready and all.
That's not
How was that a
how
dream though? That's crazy.
That's
What I mean by how is that not realistic?
It's not
Because I just said that.
realistic.
Are y'all really
Because I
have
get it.
experienced chicks who take men doing all of that and they don't provide you with anything? That's
I'm not
crazy.
saying it doesn't happen, just say you haven't experienced it.
Right.
Let's say this. I've been, I used to be out here in these streets. All that nigga, I used to be out here. You feel me? So,
Not no more.
so
That's funny.
I've experienced situations where when niggas play house, you know what I'm saying? When you get there, you talking to somebody, you talk for 2 weeks, next thing you know, you got your drawers on drawer, and now you got moved in already, you know what I'm saying? That's how that shit get, you feel what I'm saying? So I've seen situations where because I'm moving into her situation, that's how it usually is. When you move into their situation, there's a difference between they moving into yours, but moving into her situation, I just feel like
No, I don't care how y'all live.
Definitely don't.
That's why it's usually like that.
Usually, I was like, take responsibility. How much is rent? Rent what? You want 1,500? I'm gonna give you 1,000. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you 1,000.
That's not bad though. That's not bad. Listen, I'll take what I could get.
And that's what it is, because when I was used to tell people, like me and my ex used to split rent. I had someone be like, "Yo, that's crazy. You're not a man. You should just pay the whole thing." Blah blah blah. Then I get other women that are like, "Shit, I wish I had a nigga go half with me on shit." Now I mean, because they usually so used to just shit going by themselves. But the crazy thing about that is that you could say I haven't experienced, and I'm not gonna say I haven't experienced. I did experience that before. You come home, your dinner's there, your clothes washed, and then when you're done with all that. You get a nut off, you go right to see shit cold, you feel me? But I've also experienced situations where you come home and there's dishes in the sink. And there's a sock on the floor. And you've been on there, a lot of sock on the floor. You know what I mean? So I've experienced both situations, you know what I'm saying? But it's just that I think each species have their own perception and own thought process when you hear, when it comes to gender roles and shit of that sort, you know what I'm saying? But a key thing when it came to gender roles is that a lot of people feel like it's switching and the tides are switching because, a lot more women are finding their independence. It's a lot more independent women. It's a lot more women making way more money than men. And, some would say that because women are getting their independency, that the women's independency is demasculating the men's gender role. Would y'all agree with that?
Agreed.
I don't know about
Wait,
that. I can ask him a question right here.
Yeah.
Because he's talking about agreed, but he said that he's splitting the bills 50-50, so what do you mean?
Like, do y'all feel like the women's independency is demasculating men's gender roles?
No, but it's definitely confusing in certain situations because, like you have, like you said, nowadays women are making a lot more money. You got women achieving certain levels of success that they haven't in the past. They're running companies. We have a vice president that's a woman now. So when that brings back home, when you talk about a man as a provider, it changes the dynamic. Because when you speak of a man as a provider and a woman is a homemaker, and like you don't have to worry about dinner or laundry or certain things at home, but that's only for certain situations, but that's true. And you have certain women, like what she said, I can't sit here and generalize all people that say they won't do that or anything, because there's definitely exceptional women out there who do shit like that, who work full time and take care of home. And there's some guys who appreciate shit like that, and some guys who take advantage of that. Mm-hmm. But then it's like, on a mass scale, you have like black women. Black women is enrolled in college, the #1 enrolled college demographic out there. Right? They're achieving bachelor's degrees, master's degrees, PhDs, way more than us. Way more than a lot of demographics out there right now. Mm-hmm. And so when you're talking about coming home they'll have more success and more, let's say, corporate mobility than certain men on the same level and different things like that. So when they're meeting guys, and let's say you have a job where you're getting paid well, like you got a woman, you can easily meet a woman making 150 or more easily out there, right? It's that, what is the family dynamic now? I have a job, I have a career, I'm making money. You're having a job and a career, you're making money. What is our family dynamic now? You're willing to quit your job and be a home wife now. You've worked this hard to get to success, you're happy with what you do. So I'm just saying, like, so what is our home dynamic now? So it's like, if I'm expecting a meal when I work hard, like I do physical labor, and I make good money doing it, like when I come home, I'm tired. Like I would love to have something ready for me, whatever the case may be. But if I meet a career woman, and she's doing all that, she can be tired when she comes home. She don't want to deal with that shit either. So it's like, who's taking care of home? Like me personally, I don't mind doing certain things. I do it already on my own. So it's like, how does our home dynamic work? Like I'm not asking you to be a housewife, go to work, have a career, do all those other things, and then now be a housewife to me also. It's like, yo, let's go 50-50.
I feel like men really underestimate the value of a good man and what a woman who really loves you is willing to do for you.
No, that's absolutely true.
If you are a good man. Listen, I could work 60 hours a week. If you're a good man, your dinner's gonna be ready.
Right.
Your whatever has to be done to make sure our household runs is going to be done, just as long as you provide me with the things I need to know that I'm in a secure relationship or a secure marriage, stability. You're doing what you need to be doing. I don't know about the other chicks that's out here, but it's a whole gang of girls that's just waiting for a good man to do right by them so that they could love on them properly. After work, I got you. Laundry, I got you. We don't look at things like laundry and we don't look at that like it's taxing. It's not like, it's not taxing. Listen, a lot of us are looking forward to, I can't wait to do my family's laundry. I can't wait to take care of the household with my kids and my husband and do stuff. I know shit is gonna annoy me. I know little stuff is gonna annoy me, but I cannot wait. So like, that idea that like, you know, a woman might be too tired, for the right man, she's never gonna be tired. You know, she's never gonna be tired. And she may be tired some days.
I was about to say,
I'm not going front, she may be tired some days, but my main point is that she has a good man. So even when she's tired on those some days, you would understand, right? It wouldn't be something where you're lost. She's tired, okay, but most of the time she's gonna hold it down. And I don't think that's far-fetched.
And I think that's unfair.
What is unfair?
When you're talking about a woman is willing to work 60 hours and take care of home and do all that, just because you're a good person.
The 60 hours was cap, but
it was all
it was just an hour.
No, it wasn't all cap.
But
No,
40 is
What I'm
average.
not understanding is, we're speaking,
So
are you
I just
speaking
gotta
from
be a good
experience?
man.
I work 60 hours a week now. Between my job as an educator and my part-time job, I work 60 hours.
But have you done that before? Have you worked?
No.
Okay, so I'm gonna speak from experience. I've worked 40 hours and I came home and I did all of that. And I'm not gonna slander my ex, he wasn't the best guy in the world, but did he take care of what he had to? Yes, and I did that. I think that the only thing that changed when it came to women being empowered and things like that is us being able to leave y'all if we feel like it and if we want to, because y'all not acting right. So it's not taking away from a man's masculinity, because if you're doing things that you should do as a masculine man, how is that taken away from us? We just have our own, because back in the day, when we didn't have our own, we weren't able to do you guys. That's the difference.
So that's not what we mean by when he brings up things like that's this masculine in a man. Certain things is that you hear a popular opinion about women who do these things, who provide, who can be independent, provide on their own, you know? Like, but they expect certain things, like they want their man to come home and do laundry. They want to come home to a home cooked meal. That's what it is.
Y'all can't even cook. Most of y'all can't cook.
So the question was,
Generalizing.
Yeah, you definitely are.
I am generalizing, but most of
but no, the question was, the question was, how does a woman being empowered take away from a man's masculinity? And I was piggybacking off of that as well, stating that the only thing that's changed is, and I answered the question correctly, the only thing that's changed is us being able to leave y'all if y'all act crazy.
That's not what's changed. What's changed is women.
But how you gonna tell me my opinion on what's changed? My thing is, I have my own, I don't conform to one thing. I can think outside the box. So my opinion isn't right or wrong, and neither is yours. So if I'm saying this is how I feel about it, that's not wrong. And you can't say that that's wrong.
I didn't say it was wrong.
You said that that's not right. So what?
I don't know which women you know, but I honestly do not know any women who are expecting to come home from work 5 nights a week expecting a home cooked meal from their husband. I don't know that. I literally do not know that. And
No, they're out there.
All I'm saying, hold on. No. What I'm saying is you have a lot of career women out there who are doing it themselves, right? Who, once they're in relationships and once they're involved with somebody, they want to split things 50-50. They want to split the household duties 50-50. They want to split the child care 50-50. They want to split everything down the middle 50-50 except the bills. That's your job, you're a provider.
what?
That's cat.
That don't even make no sense. I don't understand that. Hold on, we both gonna get familiar.
Listen, if I'm paying for whatever, it equals out anyway. Like, that's the thing to me about paying, the man paying for the mortgage. Everything else that the woman does, to me, I feel like it ends up equaling out to just about the same anyway. Like, if I'm taking care of daycare, if I'm taking care of groceries, and I'm taking care of a light bill or whatever the case may be, once you add it up sincerely, it's gonna be equal anyway. Like,
No.
my dad don't play about that. Like, I didn't even grow up with my dad. Like, but my dad, one thing my dad don't play about is the house. He feels like he should be in charge of paying for the home,
Now, let me ask you a
the
question.
mortgage,
Do you-
bills, everything.
Do you think that's like a Caribbean thing? Because a lot of Caribbean men do that.
That's a Caribbean African thing. I do think that it is. And my dad is an engineer. My stepmom is a nurse practitioner.
Well, you got money too.
They both got bank. They both got bank, but he is very serious. But like, she also takes care of other things. Like, when it comes to tuition for the kids, that's her lane. When it comes to other things, so I feel like it ends up equaling.
So let me tell you this. This is how I look at it, right? I look at it like this. You get and I love when women.
So that's 50, like, at the end of that,
It is 50-50.
Because now we're nitpicking and saying, like, if she's providing certain things.
Nah, I'm
like
not
that,
paying
out of
the mortgage.
pocket. But that's just particulars, right? So let's say when you break down the numbers at the end of the month, if we're both spending the same amount of money, you're going 50-50 on the bills. She's paying bills.
Okay, if we want to call
Right,
it
so she's
that.
paying bills. He can sit on his ego and say, well, at least I'll just pay more.
But her bills are more in the nature of the gender roles. They're more of the motherly duties, whereas his are structural, where they have to do with, I feel like, the man role. And I think that it may not be a big deal, but I think it matters.
The only reason I'm saying this is because of this, right? I know a few women that makes bank, that are with men that make less than them, and they have told me personally and said, yo, because I am the provider, because I am the one the breadwinner, yeah, he has to go ahead and wash clothes, and he has to go ahead and cook, clean, and everything else. You're saying, yeah, but...
Yeah, because I'm not the provider and I do those roles, so when it's switched and I am the provider, why wouldn't you do that?
But I'm still providing in my...
You're providing, but you're not providing like I am, because we're not, it doesn't have to really do with men and women. If a man is the one that's paying...
But it does, though.
No, because if a man is paying the majority of the bills, right, he's considered the provider, and I do the extras and the cooking, cleaning, if I'm considered the provider as a woman, I'm still the provider.
Let me ask you a question. So if I pay all the bills, right? Right? And I don't want your friends coming to the house, you will listen to me?
We can come to...
No, it's not gonna come to agreement.
No.
If I'm paying all the bills.
It doesn't, so
and I say,
we're not in jail. We're not in jail. You're not a CO. You're not a CO. So if you just want to be an a-hole and tell me that my friend, like, come on, we're gonna be realistic. If
No,
you feel like, hold on, let me say this. If you feel as though you pay all the bills and you came home from a hard night of work and I said, oh, can I have like a couple, first off, I'm not asking, but I mean, hold on. This is what I'm trying to say, right? If you pay all the majority of the bills or all the bills, you're the provider, and you feel as though you don't want somebody in your house on a particular night because you're extremely tired, you don't want to hear any extra noise, I'm going to submit to that, absolutely. If you just feel like you want to come home every which day and say, today I feel like I don't want you to have any friends in my house, that's not happening.
Well,
Like,
I can't feel like
what's
that.
your reasoning?
Because I don't want money in my house.
Every single day?
You said particular days.
That's what I'm saying.
If I wake up one day, now I don't even have to go to work. If I wake up one day like, you know what, I don't want nobody in my house today. I don't have the right to do that.
That often, and how?
No, that's not all. I'm saying it's not even often. I'm not gonna say I'm
Okay, so yes, so absolutely, you have to. So no, we're not doing that, because maybe I don't like your friend. It doesn't, for Ricky, and you get off topic here. My thing is this, yes, if you feel if it's not happening 3, 4, 5, 6 times a month, like yes, if you feel like you wake up one day, a couple of days out of the month, and you say, listen, I don't want nobody in my house, then that's what you said as a man, and that's what it's gonna be.
No, yeah, if I say that, right, how about this? How about you're the breadwinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whatever it may be. And what if I wake up and I'm not the breadwinner? What if I wake up and I don't want your friends with? Are you gonna still have that same attitude? Saying that I'm a man, I can say that?
Well, for me, yes, because I'm
Okay.
considerate, but my thing is,
Because you get some people that like, fuck out of
if
here.
you got so much of a like standoffish and whatever, like we not even going like, cause you need to relax off that. Like, why you waking up all these days not wanting nobody, like, you know what I mean?
Because we're human.
But yeah, but like that sounds like it happens often.
There's this idea that if a woman makes more than a man, that she doesn't necessarily respect him. I feel like
Is that not true?
My opinion is, if you choose to be with that man, you should respect him as a man. You should respect his opinion and any ideas that she has. If you like me though, you just not gonna deal with it.
Exactly.
You just gonna choose to not deal with it, or you gonna choose to deal with whatever cup you wanna deal with, and then, but I'm not going to choose a cup and then demasculate you after I've chosen that cup. Nah, if you don't want,
But see,
given on your example.
the crazy thing is this. I get it, and I'm happy that you guys are not like that. But there are women out there
Where they at?
that do this.
Yes.
Is what I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. And that's what I mean by is demasculating the male gender role, because shit like that happens where, and it's a lot, it's happening a lot more. Let's say back then it wasn't like that, because let's be real, back then, you know, like I said, a lot of women didn't have the power to do shit, you feel what I'm saying? So now that the fact that you guys are changing the game, which I pretty much love, because at the end of the day, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying? If you win and I'm winning, we both win, you see what I'm saying? But you do get some women that let that go to their head because of the simple fact that, yeah, you know, fuck out of here, now I make the bread, you know what I'm saying? You get women like that. I'm not saying all women like that, because I know there's not all women like that. If that was the case, this world would be shit, you feel me? But
This isn't a utopia though. There's gonna be people that feel like that, and then there's gonna be people that don't feel like that, and then that's why we all different. That's why this world is great and it's beautiful, because it just, you know what I mean? But those are women that you should not deal with. 'Cause
Right.
You know, that's not your stroke.
Catch one that's not
So,
like that.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is this.
Ladies, if you're not like that, hit him up.
Seriously.
Nah, cause it's just for me. Like I said, I go back to that. For me, for what worked for my demographic of my past relationship, when it came to that, like we were splitting these bills. Because at the end of the day, it just worked. I mean, I took majority of the higher bills, but she still paid her bills. You see what I'm saying? But I get people that say no. You gotta pay all the bills. If you don't pay
Wait,
all the
so
bills,
what was her bills? Because I'm not asking you
So-
for
so-
a car note and all that.
So what I'm saying was that her bills is pretty much, she paid her own car note because I just got taken out of that check. So she didn't even see it. So is it really a bill? Like, you didn't really see it.
Yes.
No, it's a bill. Everybody, but it was a car note and groceries.
Oh, so she didn't really have no bills.
Exactly. I
None.
had rent, I had cell phone, I had cable.
You had
I
insurance?
didn't know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? And I
Sounds
still,
like a plan to me.
and I still was undervalued.
I was undervalued.
Absolutely.
Okay, so somebody in your past messed it up.
Right,
You know,
right.
but
You will be valued in your.
I'm playing.
You can't do that.
No, I would never do that. I mean, I would never do that, because that's not how it is, because everybody is not the same. One thing I've learned when dealing with anybody, you don't bring your past into your past baggage into your new one. I mean, you can bring what you learned from your past into your new one, but don't bring that shit into there. And it's just, for me, it's just that, like you said, it's different strokes for different folks. That's just being real, because you get some men, like you said, that'll just step up and be like, you know what? Give me all the bills. That's
they
my
be on
job.
Instagram like,
Because I'm the man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like that also doesn't move all women. Just because you can handle it all doesn't mean I'm gonna be attracted to you, or I'm gonna stick it out with you. If there's other things that you cannot provide me with, faithfulness, caringness, attentiveness,
Well,
I don't care about the bills. I don't care about what you could provide. I'm willing to go 70-30 with somebody. I was gonna say Dutch, but nah. I'm willing to go 70-30 with somebody who's better for me than with somebody, cause the game is who kind of made that.
the man is 70.
But the game kind of made this popular 2 weeks ago, and it was like
75.
the game is cool. I love what he had to say, but you know that all that stuff that the game is providing is coming with unfaithfulness, disrespect, nonsense, etc. And it's like, I'm not willing to take that. I'm not willing to take it from the game. I'm good off of him. I'm good.
We not exactly what you just said to me. You told me there's women out here who do all of that. There are guys out here who will be faithful.
We know that.
Are they willing to
Wait,
give
hold on.
everything?
You see?
There are guys.
I'm just kidding.
There are men out there who.
I know.
Wait
And
a minute,
I gotta determine my own household splits when I get there. I'm not there yet.
Right.
So,
From
then-
both the men at the table, y'all, honestly speaking, can y'all commit to one woman for the rest of y'all life and be monogamous?
Yes.
Only her?
Yes.
Big fat.
Yeah.
Look, you know
Hold on.
that's fat.
Yes. Wait for it.
Really? What about men that don't believe in monogamy? What do y'all think about that? Can y'all relate in any way?
Yeah, I can't speak on other men.
So y'all can be monogamous.
You both,
I can be monogamous, of course.
you can be, have you,
Have I been?
ever? Have you?
Ever? Yes, I have been until you just.
No, I'm asking, have you guys cheated before? That's
How
what.
about-
Yeah, I've cheated before.
I've never technically cheated.
Hold on, we're not
What is
technically, have you
technically?
cheated or have you not?
What is
I have
technically?
never technically cheated.
No,
What
we
does that
don't
mean?
want that answer. We want a straight up answer.
I've never technically cheated.
What is
I've
technically?
never been in a committed relationship where I've.
So then you've never cheated. It's yes or no. Have you cheated before or
Right.
no?
Have you cheated?
No.
Okay. Well, that's good.
That's cat. Not my boy.
But I could be a monogamous. I'm ready. I'm listen.
But have you ever
And
been?
any of these niggas will tell you this. I'm a relationship type of nigga. I like to be in a relationship. You feel me? They single like me, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for
It
it.
makes you a better man.
It does. You know what I'm saying?
But Reggie, seriously, have you ever been monogamous in a relationship?
I have until you did the bullshit.
No. Have you, generally speaking, have you ever been in a relationship where the whole length of the relationship you were monogamous?
No. Because the
Can you
minute.
answer that?
Because the minute, this how I am. When I get into a relationship, I'm all in. What I'm about to say is gonna sound crazy to everybody.
I mean, why is it so hard?
You choose your chance to leave.
Because why is it so hard for
Have
you
you
to believe
cheated?
that there's, yes, but after he cheated.
So I'm just saying, just
After
because you
he
cheated.
No.
Don't project that on me.
It has
Have
nothing to
you
do with me.
cheated?
I've never cheated because I've been cheated on.
I'm
So I've never cheated first.
Every time she asks.
I'm dead ass serious. I've never cheated. Cheating is like the
So do it count?
worst to me.
Does it count?
Still
That
count.
means you already
Yes,
wanted to
I
do
didn't say
it
didn't
before he
count.
did it. You already wanted to before
That
he did
doesn't,
it.
that makes any, that doesn't make
So
sense.
you got wet because he cheated? That don't make no sense.
Have I
Wait,
violated?
what? That, y'all?
You wanted to have sex with another man.
No, I wanted to get my lick back like he said.
Get back your blood.
Exactly.
So you only cheated, so
Yes.
are you saying you only cheated because
Yes.
you cheated?
Yes.
So you never cheated first?
No.
Okay, so that's the same thing like me. The only reason why I cheat is because he's
Yeah.
some
And I
bullshit.
didn't, yeah.
Reggie, I don't believe you.
I'm dead ass.
Why did you bring
You
up?
need more people.
Because
I have a lot of people out there tell you that. Know what I mean? I've cheated because, listen,
You've only cheated as a retaliation?
yes, because
Every time?
Yes.
No.
Really?
Yes.
Yo, Reg, hold on. So he didn't know you cheated? My bad, bro.
No, I ain't gonna watch this.
But me, when I get into a relationship, I'm all in. I cut everybody off, cut all my hoes off. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. And any of these gentlemen in here know me, I'm all in when it comes to my shorty. All in.
But when you feel disrespectful.
I ain't want to do it. I ain't want to do it, I was like,
Damn, they not agree
I was
with
like,
you.
what are you
Hit it again, hit it again.
I'm really that nigga when it comes, but the minute, like, how I am, it made me petty like that, but how I see it is this. I bring something to your attention one time.
Right,
Bring something to your attention 2 times.
right.
Bring something to your 3 times. Now it's like, alright, now it's like this. Now I feel like, alright, either you just don't respect what I'm telling you, or you just don't give a fuck. Now, yes, everybody says, if you don't like it, you can leave, blah, blah, blah. It's not as easy as that, because you got other shit that play factors into it.
There you go.
So it is the ego. It is, let's be real. I'm not gonna lie.
That little nigga in your ear.
You already know I'm very transparent. Yes, it is that shit. You know what I'm saying? So then it's either like this, like she's not listening to what I'm saying. It's already been 3 bitches already been trying to holler at me that I've been dubbing anyway. Since you not gonna respect this, I'm gonna go and I use this as an opportunity to do that. Is it right?
Okay.
No, that's whack as hell. But at the end of the day, that's what happens. Now, I mean, but but before I do any type of bullshit, I give you the chance to fix it. I try to communicate with you. I come to you like, yo, I don't like how this made me feel.
So then, you
I don't
just
like
break
this, I don't like that, I don't like this. Let's see if we're gonna hit. But if I consciously tell you, I mean, I don't like this, I don't like it, and you're not fixing it, you're not I know shit don't happen over a week, it don't happen in a day, but I wanna see you making steps towards it. If you don't do that, then it's like, then fuck it then. We out here. But you know-
But then be out here single though.
Right.
You see, everybody says that. It's not as simple as that. You know,
It's not-
when you have kids, when you have facilities, certain shit that plays a factor into that, it's not as easy. You know what? I'm out of here. Fuck that shit. It's not as easy as that.
Yeah,
Let's
but
be
it
real.
should be because you shouldn't cheat on your partner.
That's real shit
Like,
though,
you
that's
should
real
come
shit
back
though, right?
to you.
Because
No, I get it. But I'm just telling you what my mindset was when I was done doing that
sometimes
shit.
we get wrapped up into it, you know, and then life start happening. Like, yo, sometimes you gotta venture off to understand what you appreciate back home, you know?
Of course.
Like, oh, these bitches.
What the hell?
What
are you talking about? Can I have that? What are you saying?
Didn't you say that, T? He said sometimes people think it's always green on the other side.
Yeah, but that's
But you can be explicit about it.
Over here, oh nah, let me come back.
My thing is this, you guys are so like, okay, I told you once, I told you twice, I told you 3 times, but y'all ain't really men enough to say, hey baby, I'm about to go cheat on you since you ain't do that thing for 3 times.
Exactly.
Let me go cheat, I'm gonna go wander off, like y'all so like, this is what y'all doing and that's it, and that's what it is. Like, no, y'all don't sit here and tell her that y'all gonna cheat, y'all sneak, y'all delete text messages, all that type of stuff,
Vice versa.
and then y'all.
It's fucking zero, vice versa.
No, but what I'm saying is, I'm coming from somebody who I don't cheat first, so I wouldn't vice versa anything. Like, that would be, you know, I wouldn't do that first.
I don't agree with cheating on anybody's level, man, woman.
You ever
I
cheated
just,
on?
I don't think so.
You've been cheated on.
Yeah.
So I had a tumultuous relationship where we were like on and off a lot. And I know when we was on the off, I know that nigga did what he had to do.
It was off.
Absolutely.
Right.
But I don't know if I've explicitly in a single-handed relationship ever been cheated on.
Are you naive or you've been cheated?
No. You're wild. Why do I have to have
I understand, when they on that off and on relationship,
It happens on the off.
yeah.
It happens on the on.
Only reason why you get a little carryover, but you got like.
That's what I'm saying.
My shorty.
That's what I'm saying. We're off. Then we go back on. You think the shit you doing on the off just goes away, nigga?
Absolutely,
No.
absolutely.
That shit carries over sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So, it matters.
I've never cheated on anybody, on the off, on the on,
Let me ask you a question.
anytime. I've never
On and
cheated.
off.
I've never
You
cheated.
never got it off.
I've never, maybe I have done something where
You ain't get outside, they gonna home?
Absolutely not.
What?
Never.
Have you entertained other
Never.
niggas? Have you entertained
I
other
have
niggas?
entertained.
That's cheating.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
It's
is.
not entertaining other niggas is not cheating.
Yes, it is. If
But
I
have
entertain another
entertained
bitch, that's cheating.
No,
I'm not
Nico.
cheating on the off.
Absolutely not.
Wait, if you're off, then
And I
there's no
only
cheating.
entertain other niggas on the off. Like, but never, never.
That's why I'm telling you, I'm not cheating.
I'm absolutely against cheating. I think it's disrespectful. It's
No, cheating, I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's
Cheating is
horrible.
bad. Cheating
What
is
is cheating
Yeah.
anyway? Let's define it. Is
It's
cheating,
many-
is cheating,
Anything that you
cheating
can't
is
do in front
sexual?
of your partner.
big facts.
Is cheating sexual or is cheating?
No, cheating is
Anything
fine.
that she said, anything you cannot do in front of your partner.
There we go.
Now, the levels of forgiveness may be different based on what it is, but cheating is anything you cannot do in front of your partner. If it's
What if I do it in front of you?
a flirtation
You're
or
right.
whatever,
You're right.
I may forgive that more
So you
easily.
do things at the bar that you wouldn't do if your man was.
Oh, I tell my man that I flirt with my customers. Why wouldn't I? It's a finesse game as a bartender. He's okay with that.
And he'll be okay if you did it with him in his
Absolutely.
face?
He can come to my bar and see it happen, and he will not care. Because I'm not talking to these men when I leave the bar, and I'm just trying to get my money. That's all.
It's the cheddar for me.
Boss.
It's the coins
I
for
like
me.
that.
That's
Boss.
a good guy.
That's the cat for me.
All right.
I didn't even want to hate on you. 'Cause it's easy.
But no, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really do appreciate all y'all coming up here. Like this conversation can definitely go for like another 2-3 hours.
You mean like a lifetime?
Lifetime, because it's always something that this game is always evolving at the end of the day. I mean, shit is never gonna be the same. Shit, niggas always finding a way to get one up on everybody else. It is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But all it is what, for me, I just feel like if you get somebody that you really do appreciate, you love, whatever it may be, just make sure you know them in and out and know what works for y'all. Because what a lot of people tend to do is let outside influences
Or past influence?
or past influences come into their current situation. And that's where shit fuck up at. Because at the end of the day, I'm not that nigga. I'm not the other nigga you think I want to be. I am who I am. Who you fell in love with is who I am. You know what I'm saying? Don't change. You don't want to be. Let's evolve together. But don't set this expectation on me that, you know what I mean, that you have that sometimes I don't have. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where it should be falling on that. Everyone tend to
Another man said.
Exactly, because other people put other people on pedestals, and I think that's another reason why people fuck it up at, and that's where shit just goes. But I just feel like, you know, if you're gonna be that boss chick, I'm not gonna call you a bitch, we want that boss chick that's out here making that bread, just don't demoralize your nigga. That's all it is, all right? So vice versa too. If I have the bread, I'm not gonna make you feel less than the motherfucking woman because I have more money, because that it works
Men
both ways. Men definitely do that. That's what I'm saying.
What he said.
Demoralize women because they got more money. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is ass. Because I know if it was me, I wouldn't like it, so I'm not gonna do it to you. We just have to come with this mindset that, yo, if she does make 20, because also too, my bad, forgot about this. Also, a lot of men do get insecure if they women do make 30 grand more than them, you know what I'm saying? Because they seem to feel like, no, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it doesn't matter. All you gotta look at it is like, everything together. If y'all really working on something, building this foundation, building this company, building this couple power, whatever it may be, what you have, what I have, we just put it together, that's one big line. If you make 130 and I make 60, it's $190. That's what I'm saying. We got to plan that, right or wrong, like that's what I'm saying, but.
If she decides to be with you, it's not gonna work.
But before we.
I'm just saying, she buying you certain birthday gifts and you go on there.
Listen, that's when it comes to budgeting. If she buys me this
And all that.
and she, listen, you know what? She can pay for the
Buying a
trip.
wallet.
She can pay for the trips, right? And I all the expenses on me when we go out there.
I would have just paid for the truck.
Expensive be a lot. Hold on, that's what I'm saying.
I know we gonna budget, but yo, before this ends, let everybody know where they can find you guys and everything else, because you know, I'm definitely sure people's gonna hit me about this podcast. So, Naj, go ahead and let them know your Instagram.
My Instagram is Najee Marcellus. Twitter is A on Darkskin. Hit me up.
T, go ahead,
My Instagram is Mulatto Gem, MULA, 3 T's, OGEM, and
Make sure y'all go hit up, spend some money at that bar.
Yes, pull up to my bar.
You already know, Janique.
I'm GHURNEEK on all social media handles. And listen to the This Is 30 podcast, which is under my real name, GERNIQUE. So, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yo, thank you for coming up here. I appreciate y'all coming up here. Like I said, I definitely will bring y'all back because this conversation was very interesting, but I think I might have another topic for y'all too, alright? But you already know, it's your boy Reggie Roundz, baby!
Yo.